We are back in the year 1986, continuing our look at the Transformers toy line by Hasbro. Previously, we covered characters that were introduced in Transformers the movie, such as the new leader of the Decepticons, Galvatron, and the new leader of the Autobots, Rodimus Prime. In addition to these new leaders, many new supporting characters were also brought in, such as the Decepticons Cyclonus and Scourge, and the Autobots Blur and Kup. And today, we'll be taking a look at the Autobot Warrior Kup, here on KREED'S Collection. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of KREED'S Collection. Today we're taking a look at Kup, one of the Autobots introduced in Transformers the movie from 1986. Kup was the grizzled war vet, the old-timer who always had a story for everything, always had advice to give, and was always trying to look out for the young whippersnappers. As you can see here, his vehicle form is a pickup truck, but it's a pickup truck from the future. Since the movie took place in the distant year of 2005, most of the new characters had futuristic designs. And because of that, the new wave of Transformers were radically different than what we'd already seen. As we get closer, you can see that there's almost zero damage to this toy. He's in beautiful shape. Other than sticker wear, he's practically perfect. Kup is a mixture of die-cast metal and plastic, so he actually has a little bit of a weight to him, and he feels like a quality toy when you're holding him. His front tires are actually made out of rubber, which is really nice. I always prefer it when they have the rubber tires to plastic. The rear wheels feel like they're made out of die-cast metal to me. So between the rubber on the front and the die-cast on the back, this is a vehicle that rolls really well, which makes him really fun to play with when he's in his vehicle mode. Alright, now that we've covered his vehicle mode, let's go ahead and transform him to robot mode. First thing you want to do is rotate his arms out from under the hood like so, and you're just going to repeat that process on the other arm once you get the first arm out. Once you do that, you want to flip him over, and you're going to flip his truck bed up against his back. And then you're going to rotate his entire body forward. And after you do that, you're going to want to go ahead and push his hips together and then bend down the back of the top of the truck like so to reveal his head. Then you just want to pop his feet down like so by pushing in the wheels and pulling on his toes at the same time. And there you go. He is in robot mode. Now that we have Kup in robot mode, let's go ahead and take a look at him in full 360 glory. One thing I like about Kup is that he makes a fantastic Transformer in both modes. I think he has one of the better robot modes, and I also really enjoy his vehicle form as a futuristic pickup truck. Another great thing about Kup is that he looks so similar as a toy to how he looks on the show. And that was really nice because sometimes the toy would be a mild disappointment. And I think that's why he became one of my favorites, because he was such a fantastic representation of the cartoon show. Here's a quick close-up of his face and head sculpt, which I think look really great, pretty much dead on to the show. And as we continue down the body, you can see that beyond the sticker wear, there is absolutely no damage, as I said before. I like Kup's color scheme quite a bit as well. The teal, blue, and gray is nice, and it's kind of a contrast to a lot of the other Autobots. Here's his copyright information. It's 1986 Hasbro and 1986 Takara, made in Japan. And now I'll take a look at his articulation. Kup's legs and hips have none at all, but his shoulders are very articulated. They can go up, they can swivel out. He's also got elbows, and on top of that, he's got a little swivel on his wrist here, which, believe it or not, is pretty cool. It allows him to hold his gun sideways like so and ask Deceptipunks if they're feeling lucky. Now, other than that, his head can tilt back and forward, but not left to right, which is strange to me. It seems like it would have been really easy to put that in. But oh well, Transformers aren't known for their articulation in robot mode, so even though he's limited, he's still pretty good. Kup only comes with one accessory. It is his hydrochloric acid rifle. And I gotta tell you, the idea of a hydrochloric acid rifle fighting beings made out of metal, oh, I can't think of a more devastating weapon than that. And now for our He-Man size comparison. Kup and He-Man are almost identical in size, so if they ended up having to throw down, I think we'd have a pretty fair fight. But with He-Man and Kup both being old warriors, I have a feeling they would just sit down, relax, and trade stories of great battles of their past. Everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy review for Kup from the 1986 Transformers toy line by Hasbro. I'm sure you can tell by now that I'm a huge fan of the animated film, and I've had a blast reviewing the Transformers in my collection that originated from it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. And while you're at it, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and it would help my channel grow. I review a toy from my vintage collection every Wednesday, so I hope to see you next week and every week after, here on KREED'S Collection.